Sue Simon, you just demonstrated the five-line clearing technique, and I've got a few questions I'd like to ask. Something that you once said is that this is probably one of the most useful techniques you will have in your kit. Why do you feel that?
Well, because as a therapist, you don't have to really think about it.
Yeah.
You know, you just do it, and the crystal's doing the work.
Yeah.
But also that you can preset what you're actually targeting, if you have a specific target, and it will actually then work on that. And so you can adapt it to fit most situations.
Okay.
So for example, if you've got a particular issue that somebody needs to have resolved, and it can be a life issue, not just a health issue, then that can be your intention that the pendulum will remove any imbalances to do with that issue that are safe and quick to do at that time.
So at the start of using the technique, say for example if somebody had some tension around examinations, your intention would be to remove what is safe and appropriate around the issue of examinations for this person before you started using the pendulum.
Yeah. Okay. And then once that's set, the intention is set, then you just do the process in the same way. You might want to choose a particular type of stone if you've got a choice of stone pendulum.
Okay. So if you don't have a specific intention, it's just a general clearing, what do you actually say to start the intention?
It's basically whatever's safe and appropriate to be removed at this time.
Okay, so that's the intention you start off with?
Yeah,
okay.
It's always a good idea to use the words safe and appropriate, and so that it keeps the process at a state and a stage that's easy for the client to integrate and work with.
Actually, if you use the words quick, safe and appropriate, it means that you won't be there for hours on end.
Okay. Well, the pendulum's going around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
so three things: safe, quick, appropriate.
Now, two questions that I'd like to ask is, first off, some people like to start from the head and work downwards, and some people like to start from the feet and work upwards. Does it matter?
I think it's more user-friendly to start from the feet and work up to the head. The head is a more sensitive area of the body as far as the senses and everything goes. So it's better to start off with the grounded, quieter parts of the feet, and then
move to the head.
It might be a little energetically a bit alarming to start working with the energies around the head.
Now some people who say when they're working from the head downwards say that they like that because it's actually grounding in towards the feet.
But I think it's just what you feel is appropriate. And like we say, it's because whatever you're doing is going to be grounding. Because don't forget, you're not just working on the body; you're working on the whole aura. So actually, it doesn't matter where you are. You know, you're potentially grounding. But it can be quite sensitive around the head.
Okay. Next question is that if you've got a pendulum with a cord or a chain, does it matter?
No, as long as it's the main thing is not the material of the chain, but how it's linked to the actual stone.
Right.
So make sure that connection is free moving. It doesn't have a tendency to wobble one way or another.
And that it's safely attached, so if it does get a bit whizzy, it doesn't disappear off.
It's got to be comfortable for you as the healer to use as well. So it may be quite impressive to use a heavy pendulum, but after a little time, that can be quite annoying for the healer to hold that.
Okay. So the jewellery that Sue's wearing, if you were around somebody's house and you didn't have your kit with you, you could actually take that off and cleanse it and use it.
Yeah. As long as it's cleansed.
Okay. So if somebody's working five-line clearing and, for example, they may not find anything, or they may find something on the central line but maybe not that much on the outer lines, what does that actually mean?
It means that at that time and in that place, that was the appropriate energies that needed to be rebalanced. Even if it comes up on an arc, for example, as being required, and still you do it, but there's still no clear imbalances, it just means that you've been working to energise the system. So it's required. So it's like like a meridian massage or anything like that.
Yeah.
If there's nothing wrong, it still strengthens the system.
Yeah. But if you don't find that much,
that's not a problem.
That's not a problem.
No, because you've set the parameters being quick, safe, and appropriate.
Okay.
And if that's the case, that's the case. Now, if you were to do that with one pendulum and change it to another pendulum, another stone, you might find that there'll be different places where the stresses will be able to be released, simply because it's the interaction of that stone's qualities with the energy field of the individual.
And also, I would imagine you don't need to go out and buy the most expensive pendulum there is to do this. And there are some pendulums that are comprised of different stones in their makeup. Yeah. Does that make a difference?
I think the main thing is if you're in any doubt, then you can do two things. You can actually doubt, is this pendulum appropriate for this person? But if you haven't got to the point that you're confident in doing yes, no, this is okay, one of the things you can do is just put the pendulum over the palm of the person and just let it hang, and you'll find if it starts to actually begin to move of its own, then obviously that's going to be helpful for that person.
So it's a stationary pendulum will move over a palm when it's got some energetic interaction. Yeah.
So if you haven't got into confident with yes no pendulums, that's a way of checking.
Yeah. And something else that students always report when they first use this is that they actually can feel the blockage before the pendulum gets there. What's happening when that occurs?
Well, that's just how the wonderful interaction of one energy field with another.
Right.
Is just that, don't forget, the pendulum is only an external expression, if you like, of actually what you're picking up yourself.
Right.
So, yes, you are going to pick it up beforehand.
So there's nothing wrong, it's just that your field is getting sensitive to their field.
Yeah, and it's actually, and the pendulum is just expressing that for you.
Okay.
So it's useful technique in that way because it trains the healer to stay relaxed and be aware of the tides of energy that are going on.
Because you're not making any value judgment over, this means that this is wrong with this part of the body, because that's actually totally irrelevant.
Right.
You can relax into the process.
But does that also mean it's important to step away energetically from the client?
Yeah. Any of these processes where you're not involved at all, and you're interacting with the energy field for quite a while, you need to make sure that you're fully grounded, and whatever sensations or thoughts you might have, you just release and let go, and if you need to, then ground through your feet.
Okay. So 5-line clearing is a very simple, straightforward, but a very effective technique.
Yeah.
It can be used in a general healing way. It can be used to target a specific issue that they may have. There are variations, so you said the Herkimer, using a Herkimer adds a very cleansing effect to the aura.
Yes, or Dynarod.
Dynarod. Is there anything else to say?
Is that it can be a most remarkable technique. We've had fantastic feedback over really big long-term health issues. The 5-line clearing has shifted where nothing else has moved.
Okay.
So this is one of the ICGT signature techniques,
right.
5-line clearing. It's one that is exclusive to us and was devised by us. Okay. Prior to that, I think the only times pendulums we used were specifically working within the chakra areas to denote the flow or activity of a chakra. The difference between this technique and that technique is that it doesn't plug into any particular model of energy of the body. It covers the whole of the energy field.
Okay, thank you very much.